Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'd like to expand on our walking consciously through every door. I shared in that first video that I would expand on a couple of things, and the last video, of course, I expanded on the car door and entering that door and sharing of our safe driving protocols. I hope that was beneficial. I hope you're driving much more safely and consciously and much more aware. The other thing that I mentioned was the shopping centre. And I guess really this work and this conscious focus and becoming more conscious and aware of what we're doing with our energy and the energy around us is really our psychic protection 101. The shopping centre is a really great example and a great place to practice our strong, clear, loving boundaries, to be so present and mindful and conscious, and to have our protection shields up as well, to not buy into a lot of what's happening in a shopping centre. There's a lot of genuine businesses that have a lot of really wonderful things to offer and are very genuinely inviting and sharing of what they offer and inviting you to partake and to buy their goods and services, and that's a wonderful thing. It needs to be your choice. People can advertise and can share and offer what they have, and if that's something that you really need, that would be really beneficial gifts for people or very practical things. Of course, we have our groceries, and a shopping centre has a lot of different services in there for hearing and sight and lots of very practical things and goods and services. And there's a lot of genuine people, and they're advertising what they have to offer. And back to our choice. If we're conscious and present and aware, we're going to be in our choice to partake in that. We can enjoy their advertising or enjoy them sharing enthusiastically about what they have to offer. But where it goes into that subliminal programming, where it goes into glamour and illusion and washing over you, if you're not fully present, conscious and aware, going into a shopping centre, you can suddenly feel like you really need something and you really have to have it, and it's the thing that you've been searching for. And you might have experienced that. You're on your way to the shopping centre, you consciously got in your car and driving there consciously, and you just need 3 things. When you left the house, this is what I'm going to get. And when you get in the shopping centre, you've got sidetracked. You're suddenly over here buying something else, and then there's other things that you got that you really didn't need at the time when you left the house, that getting caught up in the glamour of people wanting to sell you stuff, and that's their incoming, of course. But to be very genuine in that, and you do experience the people that are very genuine, and if you're really present, you know what you want and you know what it is you need. Say you're going into one of those stores within the shopping centre that has all of the appliances and computers and bedding and the whole range, but you know what you want. And of course, you do want to engage with the salesperson for them to share with you information about these things. Perhaps there's something you've gone there to particularly look at, and there's a whole range of things in there. You want to hear about the different things and what they do and what's going to be more beneficial, so you can be discerning about how it's going to fulfill your need, and is it practical, is it something that you were looking for, and you getting more information about it. That's a wonderful thing, and our sales people are there to give us all of that, hopefully very genuinely and very honestly. But there can be a lot of that hard sell behind that. Their incoming is about how much they can sell, and if they can just get people to buy stuff, and so there's a lot of other stuff in the mix with that. But really the key is to be so present and really know thyself. So have your protection field, so we're only open to unconditional love and above. We might have our golden bubble of light surrounding us, protecting us from all that's not in, of, and for love. We're going to be so present and grounded, and we've got this protection field, particularly in a shopping centre. I like to do like a fortified protection shield so that I'm going to be much more aware of the energy in there. I'm going to be so present in myself and have that bubble up so that I become aware of those energies and the hard sell and the glamour and the illusions and all of that washing over us and subliminal programming. But I'm so present, I'm so conscious of why I'm there, what it is that I'm getting, and certainly to engage with the people that might be selling what it is that I need, but to stay very discerning. And you can do that. It is your right to do that, to be there and to make up your own mind and to be really conscious of all of that energy around you. Sometimes it can feel quite murky. It can put you in a bit of a daze if you're not really present. You might feel all of these different effects, and it's the shopping centre too. People shopping there, not just the people, that's not their workplace, but the people shopping. People often go shopping to feel better or whatever's happening for them. People do dump a lot of energy in the shopping centre. They're just offloading. So it can be quite a psychically messy, energetically, vibrationally, not very clear and not very bright. You might feel moving consciously through the doors of different shops within that shopping centre. You might have a bit of reprieve in this particular shop because it's a little bit clearer. You go back out again, and in the aisles it's pretty full on. And you see it with the children too. If you've got children, babies, young kids, bubble them up as well, particularly babies. They tend to feel all of that. They can get really upset and really agitated. A lot of it is these babies just feeling and in that energy, and it's just a bit too much for them, and it's a bit overwhelming, and vibrationally it does affect them. It's good to have your little ones bubbled up as well with you and really take note. Oh, my kids in the shopping centre are always naughty. Kids are pretty open and they can just buy into whatever's going on. If your kids in the shopping centre often play up, or they're unruly, or they're just out of character, certainly if that's out of character, they're responding to the energy and they're reacting to the energy. You can practice bubbling them up before you go in and just notice the energy that's there. What is this little one picking up on? It can be very reflective for sure. And it's such an important place to be very mindful, to be very conscious in a shopping centre. And that goes for any of the public places that we go into, whether we're going into the theatre or we're out in restaurants or out in the street or wherever we are. It's so important to be so present, so conscious and aware of your energy, of your choices, and to become more aware as we walk consciously through every door and bring ourselves to everywhere and every step that we're taking, very consciously, very aware of the energy around us and our energy, and working with our simple Psychic Protection 101, our simple processes for protecting our energy field, working with that with our loved ones as well, and bubbling up the kids before we go into these places, whereas very energetically can be quite intense, can be quite a soup, can be quite a mix of energy there, and you'll start to feel the difference. And use that violet flame as well is a really wonderful tool when we're out and about and we're in these places, to Mother, Father, God, thy will, not my will, be done. So that we're not deciding any of that, we let that up to these healing, clearing energies that we can work with and really notice the difference. Sometimes it's even to begin by experimenting with the shopping centre, just writing down what it is that you want and then going in and just noting, oh, what am I feeling? Take the time to explore that and to really feel yourself more conscious and aware, particularly in very public places. A shopping centre is a place to practice and to really get a sense of all of that energy around us that's bombarding us, or being in that matrix, and how important it is to really know thyself and to have your boundaries and to be so conscious and aware that you're not letting any of that wash over you or affect you. You're staying in your own presence, you're staying in your own choices. And so that can be really interesting.